This is Creepy and Geeky. Welcome to Creepy and Geeky. I'm your host, Robert, and today is another Minisode with Donna and I talking about the stuff we got into this last week. How's it going, Donna?
Yeah, it's going pretty good, Robert. We are almost in the end of summer, getting closer every day, thank God.
Right. Yeah. I will look very much forward to cooler days.
Yeah, that's my favorite time of year. This is not
Yeah.
it for me.
No, summer is not my favorite. Summer is not my friend. Not one bit. So yeah, no, I look forward to definitely getting into those cooler fall days where I can, wear a hoodie or a jacket or something.
Now you
So
have so many hoodies
oh,
too.
I have
Like you have so
so
many
many hoodies. I've
cavity
got
color.
I do. I have so many cavity colors hoodies. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
If they put out an Elvira or an Evil Dead one, I'm buying it. It's
Yes,
just what happens.
you have all of the hoodies and I have all of the joggers. Like I can't stop
Yes,
buying the pants. They're so
that's
fucking
true.
comfortable. I
I,
love them.
I forgot you had all the joggers. It's so,
Uh,
so funny. Yeah, I've got a couple of those too. The Elvira and the Evil Dead one. Although I don't have the Evil Dead Rise ones. So yeah.
oh gosh, I didn't get those either.
Oh
I've been
yeah.
slipping, man. I haven't bought
Oh man,
joggers in
I
a
haven't.
while.
Well, and I haven't bought much from them either. And money's been, not necessarily tight, but I've had to reallocate because I'm
Yeah, you
buying more
got budget,
movies.
man.
Yeah, I'm buying more movies and more comic books lately. So that's that stuff to put on my shelves rather than to put on my body.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm a horror lover on a budget, dude. Unless it's something I got to have, I ain't spending shit.
yeah, right.
Just I'm being honest, y'all. Like,
No,
now, if y'all want to gift me some stuff, I will gladly give you my Amazon wish list, and you
yeah,
can buy me all you want.
right,
But
right.
Mama got to
Yeah,
eat first.
people want to buy me some stuff. I'll put up my
I
Amazon
know
wish
that's
list.
right. I'm
But
not
I'm
above
not a pretty
asking.
girl, so it's less likely to happen for me.
Who said that? Who said you're not a pretty girl? You are a handsome man, Robert. Don't
Uh,
let
uh,
anyone tell you.
well, thank you, Donna. I appreciate that. Oh man, that's too funny. Yeah, no. I yeah, with Cavity Colors, I love Cavity Colors. They put
Me
out
too.
really great stuff. And I bought a lot of t-shirts from them, a lot of hoodies. And I would love to keep buying everything that they put out. I just can't afford it because yeah, no, it's a lot.
It's an
But
addiction, though.
it
Once you start,
is.
you kind of can't. You know what they have now that's killing me, and it's fucking killing me. They have horror socks. Like they
Oh
put out
yeah.
more socks, and
I've
I'm
bought
like,
a few of their socks in the past. I had a few pairs of theirs. Um they had what is it? The what is it? The Howling
oh yeah,
and a couple other ones. But yeah, I need they've got some Godzilla ones I'd like to get now.
yeah. The Godzilla ones are cute.
Yeah.
I bought Your Next. They had some Your
Oh
Next
yeah.
socks. I love those. And then I think they also have a couple of Ghostface, the Ghostface
Yeah.
socks. But yeah, I don't know what it is about me and horror socks, or just horror apparel in general. Just because I get to work from home and I wear this shit
Yeah.
like nonstop. I don't think I go anywhere with my husband that I don't have a horror shirt on.
Oh yeah.
And I know
No.
he's like, "What the hell? You don't own any
If I'm
regular
not working,
shirts?"
I'm in a horror shirt.
Yeah, I have to be, and working from home allows me to do that. So when we go out to the store,
Yeah.
I don't even register that I'm wearing, like a bloody face thing. When I go to the store and people are looking at me like, "Oh shit, I forgot I had near dark
Uh,
on." Well,
that
oh well,
reminds me because I was recently at the hospital, for my son, and
right.
we were at the emergency room that day, and he's fine, everybody. And
Thank goodness.
we yes, and I realized because somebody was like looking at me, kind of like not strangely and everything, but they were like kind of focused a little bit on my shirt, and I was like, "What shirt am I wearing today?" And it was just, and this was the funny thing because it wasn't a Cavity Colors; it's actually Fright Rags. But I was wearing a Elvira T-shirt from Fright Rags, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
It doesn't even register to us, I swear,
Yeah.
because I wear them so much. I didn't even think about it. And normally, I don't really have any really gruesome ones, but some of them do have like weird faces or things on them.
Yeah.
And the other day I went in and I had a Night of the Comet shirt on. I got from I can't remember what the name of the
Oh, is
company
that the
was.
one that I clued you into?
Yeah, and
Okay.
so I had it, and it's got a policeman with like a
Yes.
zombified face, and this woman is like, "What movie is that? What is that?" And so I had to explain it to her, and she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go look that up when I get home." And I was like, "Oh, I converted somebody. This
Yay.
is nice."
That's awesome. Especially for Night of the Comet. That's a good movie. So
Yeah, it is a good. It's so much fun. So
yeah.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I did not bring a whole lot to the table. I know I say that every week, you
You
guys, but
do.
honestly, I try to bring some stuff, and then it's never enough. But you always have a lot of stuff, so you may want to go
I
first, or I can still go first. I don't care.
I have quite a few things today. Not a ton, but I have a few things. But yeah, I can start first. Um, I went to the movies twice this week. One was a makeup for last week. So I'll talk about that one first. I did get to go see Trap finally, M. Night Shyamalan's new movie, Trap.
Ooh.
It was a lot of fun. It's interesting. There's to me, it felt like there was no real Shyamalan twist in there.
Hmm.
Even though some people are like, this is like, trying to explain the twist online and everything. I'm like, what twist was there? I mean, I guess there's kind of a twist, but not really a twist. Um, but it's a lot of fun. I don't want to spoil too much, but um it really is a lot of fun. The concert section, I will say, is only part of the movie. Like it's a large part of the movie, don't get me wrong.
Hmm.
It's at least you know 2/3 of the movie, maybe a little less than 2/3 of the movie. There's more to it than you're led to believe. So, which I think is great. It's great marketing. Because
Hmm.
you don't realize that. And I know I'm kind of spoiling things a little bit, but sorry,
No,
everybody.
not
It's not
really,
spoiling
really.
anything too big.
Yeah.
But yeah, but yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. Hartnett is doing a great job. I don't know if I've mentioned it on here. I was never really a big fan of his back in his,
You did. You
early
did
days.
mention
Yeah.
it. That's
uh,
okay because I am, so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
okay.
No, I mean he was never bad, but I never got the whole like, it boy vibes that everybody loved him for back in his Halloween H2O and faculty days and everything like that. He was just okay for me. And so, in this one he's great. He's very sinister, very good at turning on a dime, like putting on that charm and then immediately
Hmm.
switching to evil and back and forth. Um, so that was a lot of fun. Um, it's got a fun cast, fun thing. Shyamalan's daughter plays the singer. Lady Raven, his daughter's name is Salika.
Yeah, his kids are really getting out there
Yeah,
doing stuff. That's pretty awesome.
yeah. So that's it's a lot of fun. Just if it's a Shyamalan movie. Don't expect super like dense storytelling. You know
I
what I
think
mean?
that's the
Like,
problem with his films.
yeah,
I think people go in their expectations are way too high just to go and
yeah,
enjoy the fucking movie. I mean, it
yeah,
ain't that deep. And I'm glad I already knew Hartnett was going to be good.
yeah.
I I've loved this boy even with that dick ass haircut he had back in the day.
It
It's
was a
like the
bad haircut. I
worst.
don't know who thought that was a good idea and who thought
Who
it
the
was a good idea to
hell?
continue it in every
He looked like
movie.
he was a squire from it's terrible
It was
haircut.
a bad haircut.
However, the acting chops on this man are good when he's
Yeah,
in good things. Like
yeah,
the very small moments that we see him in Sin City, I thought he's got that kind of voice and that mannerism, and
right.
I feel like they should always stick him in some kind of noir, like stick him in a crime noir thing all the
Yeah,
time because he has that kind of thing about him. However, I'm gonna watch this one. My expectations are not gonna be high. My any movie I go into, I just go in like, okay, let's see what happens.
yeah.
Because That's the only way you're going to enjoy it. But they're so focused on the twist and what they didn't
Yeah.
like about it. They don't think about the things that actually make it work. So I'm
Yeah, and
glad
I
you
would
said it was fun.
yeah, and I'll say, don't go in expecting that big twist. It's not whatever the twist is a smallish twist. It's
Right.
not it's there's nothing really huge. There's no like sudden like, oh my gosh, this is what it meant all along. No, there's nothing like that. So but yeah, just enjoy it for what it is. It's if you've been enjoying his any of his movies, I think you'll enjoy that. And I've always been a big
Yeah.
fan. Um so it's definitely worth the watch.
So now you saw one movie with one of my boyfriends. Now talk about the other movie with my other boyfriend.
Yes, I did get to see a new movie for this week as well, which is the new Neon movie Cuckoo, with I'm assuming you're talking about Dan Stevens
Oh hell yes.
and Hunter Schafer.
Hunter Schafer. Woo.
Yes, yeah, no, she's doing great work. I think that she's one of those actresses that is definitely. I love that she's building this um really good resume right now because she was also in a very small role in the Lanthimos movie, Kinds of Kindness.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, no, it's this one's kind of hard to talk about because you don't want to like it doesn't like pretty much what you see in the movie or in the trailers
Mhm.
is pretty much what you understand. It just gets weird. So that's the thing. It's a weird movie. Things are happening. I love the world building and the kind of lore that's going on in it. Um, and obviously Dan Stevens. I love that the movies that he's chosen this year have let him play, or that have come out with him this year, have let him play around with the characters
Mhm.
a bit. So you can tell that he's kind of having a lot of fun with these roles because he's been in three movies this year. This one, Abigail, and Godzilla X Kong. So all different, wildly different roles. But he's great in every one of them. So
I always feel like when they talk about actors having range, they really underestimate how great his range of acting is. Like
right,
Godzilla, I thought he was so charismatic in that Godzilla film, and he was just
yeah,
fun. You could tell he was just having fun. He has
yeah.
fun
He
with
knows
all
what
of his
movie he's
roles,
in.
and
He knows what movie he's in every movie. So
yeah, and he kills it every single time. I
yep,
absolutely love him. I mean, he's gorgeous, yes, but I do love his acting too. Just throwing that out there.
yes,
So
he's a very handsome man.
I I do want to say, now that you brought up Neon, I can jump in here right now, dive in. So, speaking of Neon, so they I don't know if you've heard, and you probably have. They're releasing a haunted house story that's directed by Steven Soderbergh. It's coming out in January,
I
and
had
it's
not
called
heard this.
Presence.
Oh, I did hear.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So it's a haunted house story told from the point of view of the actual entity that is in this
Oh,
house.
interesting.
Yeah, and they have a teaser trailer up, and when I say it's a teaser trailer, it's like 40
Oh,
seconds. I mean,
it's yeah, and it's mostly just listing the movies that he's made. So
right.
it's like, that's not much of a
That's
tease.
not much to go on. However,
That's just an
I
IMDb credit.
right. You're right about that. So I do like the premise of the story, though. This family moves into a haunted house, and the ghost is interested in the family's daughter, and it appears that Lucy Liu is the mom.
Oh, okay.
I think Chris Sullivan is the dad. I don't know who's playing the daughter, but hopefully, as it gets closer, obviously to the release date, we'll get a little bit more. But
Yeah.
I'm highly invested in this. I love a good haunted house story, and to see it from the entity, from the ghost perspective, I'm curious. I
Yeah.
always like Soderbergh. I mean, I like his direction anyway, but
Yeah,
the
he
last,
it depends on the movies for me. Like, he does such wildly different movies each time. He doesn't really
yeah,
stick to any one category, which is totally fine.
hmm
So but that makes it where it's just like, do I really want to go see this movie? Is it in a genre that I care about?
I mean, I still haven't seen
Yeah.
Unsane, so I
I
don't
haven't seen,
know.
yeah, I don't think I've seen any of his really horror movie stuff. So, um, yeah, but I haven't seen Unsane either.
Yeah,
Sorry,
but this
didn't mean
one
to interrupt.
I'm a little interested. I
Yeah,
once again, haunted house movies are one of my favorite type of horror films to watch, and this may be a little interesting to see how he portrays this ghost and this family.
yeah, no, definitely. I'll have to keep my eye out for it and see if we get a little bit more, you know, of a trailer than this before it comes out. I'm sure we will. So,
Oh, I'm sure.
yeah. All right. Let's see. So, D23 just happened or is still in progress of happening. And we got a couple of trailers for a couple of things. One of which is the new Star Wars Disney Plus show, Skeleton Crew. Um, and it's a trailer that kind of it's very, here's how it feels like, and this is what made me kind of hyped about it, is it kind of feels like an 80s Amblin movie mixed with Star Wars. It feels very much like a Goonies ET style,
Hmm.
like kids romp. Um like, you know, kids get into some trouble, and in this case it's a, you know, group of kind of kids who um find a ship and then get whisked away across the universe. And so now they're on this, you know, wild adventure, and I'm presuming are trying to get back home. And so I was like, this is really cool because you get this good feeling about, at least for me, I was just like, man, this really feels like an old 80s, like what Star Wars could have been like in the 80s if they'd gone this direction. If they had just, like, you know, Steven Spielberg
Hmm.
and George Lucas had combined, not just for Indiana Jones, but had been like, yeah, let's mix our properties together. This is what it would feel like. So,
It kind of also made me think of now that you said that, I didn't even think about it, but it makes me think of Space Camp. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
yeah, yeah. And some people were mentioning Flight of the Navigator.
Flight of the Navigator too. Yeah, it's all of
Yeah, and
those
so it
kind of,
feels
like you
like,
said.
yeah, it
Hmm.
feels just like that really fun 80s like movie involving kids. You know, just on some kind of wild adventure. But yeah, Space Camp's a good one. Yeah, because they get stranded up in space. Um, yeah, so you know that one was a lot of fun. And I'm kind of hyped for that one. And you know, we get Jude Law in it as well. He's like the one adult, like the main adult actor in it.
Hmm.
But yeah, so it should be a lot of fun. Looks good. And then there's a brand new Agatha All Along trailer, which kind of expands the story a little bit more, and it tells you about, you know, because this is a spinoff from WandaVision involving
Hmm.
the character Agatha Harkness, played by Catherine Hahn. And so yeah, it looks fun. It looks like she's gathering up a little coven of witches to help her get her powers back. And we get some interesting characters in there, and Aubrey Plaza is joining it, which I'm so down for. I love Aubrey
Yeah,
Plaza.
me too.
Just yeah,
She's gonna be so funny in that. I can already
right,
see just the looks on her face alone
right.
sometimes can kill me.
Yeah, exactly. She's got she's got that really good acerbic wit. So, all right. What else do you got for me today?
Oh, okay. So, you probably already know this. I always say that, but then you don't. So maybe I shouldn't start with that. But Lily Sullivan, who was in Evil Dead Rise, she is now the lead in Soulmate. I don't know if you've heard about Soulmate,
I don't know.
but it's in the Blumhouse Megan universe, and basically
Oh,
she is an AI, an adult version of the android, and she works for or is in the I guess stead of this family. This gentleman, his wife has passed, and let's he does adult things with this machine, and she somehow becomes a deadly soulmate.
Oh,
So,
interesting.
uh, no trailer yet, but I'm very excited to see it just because I loved her in Evil Dead Rise. I thought she
Yeah.
was like one of the best things I'd seen in ages, and
And
it's
she
going to be
played the
interesting
mom
to
in Evil Dead Rise, right?
she was I think she
Or she
was
was the sister.
the sister, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Um but it's Atomic Monster and Blumhouse. They're the ones that are putting this out. So,
Oh yeah, she was the
these
sister.
deadly
Yeah.
AIs, you know.
Yeah, no, and I had heard about it, but I didn't know what this story was. I knew that they were doing a more adult AI thing in the Megan universe, which I'm totally down for. I loved Megan, and I'm hyped for Megan 2.0. But yeah, it would be nice to definitely see a more adult um horror movie with that similar aspect. So yeah, that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
can only imagine how creepy it's gonna get.
Yeah, right.
It's like you belong to me. What do you do? I'm interested. We saw
Yeah.
it, like we said, seeing it on a kid's level with Megan
Yeah,
was
that's creepy
scary
enough,
enough.
but yeah.
Yeah. Something, that's like 4 feet tall, but what are you gonna do when
Yeah.
it's an actual adult sized
Reminds me of the
product?
movie that's about to come out soon, sometime soon, with John Cho, called Afraid.
Afraid, yeah, with the
Yeah.
whole AI with
Yeah.
the smart
AI.
house.
Yeah. And I love how they did that, like, because it's afraid, but the AI in
Right.
afraid, they highlight that before it says afraid. I was like, oh, that's good marketing right there.
That is
Um,
extremely good.
yeah.
I think what
So
would be even better is if they sent out little, not a dot echoes, but like their own version of that
yeah.
to where it would give you like a lot of creepy sayings,
No, that
like
would be
just mess with
horrible.
you.
Nope. Nope. Definitely would not use that.
This is where
I
my
don't
mind goes when I hear
I
these.
like we've got a couple of the Google Nest Minis in here. But yeah, we don't let it automate much. Because I'm like, no, we're not getting into that. You don't get to have that much power.
Skynet is real, people.
I'm telling you. Oh, that's too funny. All right. I only have one more thing, which is yesterday, well, yesterday to us, but last Friday, there was a Humble Bundle put out a new comic book bundle. I try to highlight these when it's an extremely awesome bundle that I'm excited about. But this one is the Chip Zdarsky and Matt Fraction bundle of their works from Image Comics. They did a book together, which is part of this bundle, and then it's also books they did with other people. So this bundle includes books. The book they did together, which is called Sex Criminals, and a lot of these are a little bit more adult oriented. So just know that going in that there is some adult themes in some of these. So
Sex
Sex
Criminals
Criminal,
is such a great graphic.
it,
Oh my
it's
gosh.
so good. I finally like I'd had it for years, but I'd never finished it because I'd read the first two volumes or
Hmm.
so, and I actually have the first volume. I actually got it signed by both Matt Fraction and Chip
Get the
Zdarsky.
fuck out of here.
Yeah, I was at a convention that they were at. Um,
I'm
and
so
so
jealous. And I wish somebody would make this into a show. I
Oh my
so
God. Like
much.
it'd be great if it were like a maybe like a Mac show, like an HBO show or something like that. Like something that they could, you don't have to show all the nudity, of course.
No, you don't.
Um, but yeah, I think it'd be great with as much as they could get away with. But yeah, it'd be a lot of fun. But Sex
If
Criminals is definitely a
anybody
lot of
is
fun.
listening and you make this a show, I want to cut. That's all I'm saying.
It's too funny. Oh man, that's too
It's
funny.
great. I need to get caught up because I'm way behind. But
Well, I'm
oh my
telling you, this is a great
god,
bundle. It's only $18 and
yeah, I might have to do that.
it's got 32 trade paperback collections in here. Other ones that I would highlight are the Matt Fraction and Howard Chaykin series, Satellite Sam. It's got 3 volumes in this. Um, there's also Adventure Man by Matt Fraction and Terry Dotson. Um, Matt Fraction also did a series called Casanova with Gabrielle Ba and Fabio Moon. Um, did a series called November. A lot of these are kind of more crime oriented. November and Casanova's
Mhm.
kind of an adventure type deal. Stuff that Zadarsky did. He's got a new book that just finished out called Newburn. That is really good. He did it with Jacob Phillips, who's the son of Sean Phillips, who um, people might know of as the uh, artistic partner to Ed Brubaker. Um, so there's some really good stuff in here. Um, Chip Zdarsky's done a book in here, the first volume of his book called Public Domain, which he writes and draws.
Mm.
So yeah, so it's a really good bundle. So even though I already had all of the sex criminal stuff,
Mhm.
um, well, I didn't have all of it because they did have two pieces that I had gotten the 6 volumes of the main series in earlier bundle in one of the Image Comics bundles. But they, as part of this one, they have all those plus two side things, which is the Sex Criminals Sexual Gary special and the Just the Tips book, which is like a bunch of their stuff that they put into the letters pages. So it's a bunch of goofy stuff. So, but yeah, no, it's like there's so much really cool stuff in this that people should definitely check out. Um, it's definitely worth it for $18 for 32 awesome things, and that's why I try to highlight these is because they will consistently put out really cool bundles like this, and I love when they put out bundles like this, like they put out the Ed Brubaker bundle a while ago, Terry Moore bundle, um, the Kieran Gillen and Jamie McKelvey bundles. So they put out these creator bundles, which are really cool. So rather than just, and I like it when they put out the other bundles that they put out because they put out what is not too long ago they had an IDW 25th anniversary. They had a Dynamite Comics 20th anniversary bundle. Um, they've had some recently they had the Hellboy and the BPRD bundles that I talked about on an earlier episode. So
Mhm.
they've got some really cool stuff out there. Just definitely keep an eye on their stuff. Sign up for alerts because that's what I got. I got an email on Friday just going, "Hey, this bundle's available," and I was like, "Okay, bot."
Yeah, I think
So
I'm gonna have to go and get that one because
it's
I, I
really good.
I'm so behind on the Set Criminals and that's such a fun
Yeah,
read. Oh my
yeah,
gosh,
it
I
was
find
so good.
myself snorting at it. It's so funny.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Um,
It's so good.
so I'm so glad that you said that. I did bookmark Humble Bumble when you said it
Yeah.
earlier when you first started talking about it because I was like, okay, that sounds kind of cool. But now I know I have alerts. I'm gonna be doing that too.
Yeah, yeah. Like once you buy one, I think it's once you buy one, they send you an email every time there's a new bundle that comes out. And they do a lot of other stuff because it's not just books. They do games and software
Right.
too. I recently bought, and I think it's still available. But I recently bought. I'm a sucker for the Lego games, like the Lego Marvel and Lego
Hmm.
DC and stuff like that. So they have a bundle right now that is a bunch of their uh, like a bunch of the Lego games, which is really a lot of fun. So, but they also have software bundles as well. So it's like video games, software, and then book bundles. So, and they do a lot of different book bundles too. It's not just comic books. They do. There's like if you like that movie Annihilation.
Hmm.
They've got a book bundle of that guy's writing, including the rest of that whole series that he did, the Southern Reach series. Let me see, where is it? Um, yeah, is it Jeff Vandermeer's Weird Worlds, the Southern Reach series, and other works. So they've got a bunch of his ebooks right now. So if you liked Annihilation, you can get the rest of that series plus more from his writing. So it's a lot of really cool stuff. Definitely worth checking out whenever they have new bundles. But that's all I have. Do you have anything else?
I
that you
only have
brought
one
today?
more thing.
Okay.
It's really small, but if any of you listening are subscribed to Shutter, that streaming service, they actually have a new series that's going to be debuting
Yes.
in August, the end of this, I think August 27th, and it's called Horror's Greatest. And every Tuesday they're going to have a new episode, but it looks very interesting. I think the same people who did the 100 Greatest Horror Moments that aired on Shutter as well. And they're going to be talking about different things every week. Horror tropes, subgenres of horror, and they're going to have all of these directors and people that have been in movies and just people who are fans of horror talking about all of these different things. And so it looks like a really fun series. I'm excited to kind of dive into that. Did you already see the promo for this?
I did, yeah, and that was
Yeah.
going to be possibly one of my things I was going to talk about, but I was like, I already have too much stuff, so I'm glad you brought it up. But yeah, no, I saw the trailer for it. It looks really good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm kind of interested in seeing it. Like, obviously, if anybody's been following me for a while, I like, a good documentary.
Hmm.
And I have all of the In Search of Darkness documentaries. So it's a lot of fun to, like, see what people have to say about movies and stuff if you're into that kind of thing like I am. So yeah, no, it definitely looks like a lot of fun. I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah, and I like the fact that it looks like from the little blurb that I saw of it that they're talking about classic horror movies and also newer horror movies. They
Yeah.
are, so it's not just encompassing like in the search they were just talking like about the 80s. This
Yeah.
seems
Yeah.
like they're doing more of a broad everything from classics to brand new type of horror, all of the
Right.
stuff that's
The
out. So
greatest of every era.
yeah.
Yeah.
And this is right up my alley because that's something that I do routinely as I make lists of things and I end up being in a rabbit hole of, oh yeah, I never thought to put that together. Oh yeah, I never thought about it. So it's like all of these things come together. So it's nice when we get fresh horror documentaries or fresh series talking about horror. It's and it's apparent we can see horror is just outreaching to a lot of people. I mean, it
Yeah.
always has, but now it seems to be more mainstream where people are not looking at everybody like, oh shit, you're weird because you like horror. It's like a lot of people like horror because there's so many different aspects of it at this point. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. August 27th is when it starts.
Yeah. Yeah. That'll be cool. I'll definitely be checking that out myself. All right. Well, like I said, that's all I have today. But before we go, why don't you let people know what you got on your show this week?
Yeah, so I am still doing my August Down Under series, and we're going to Australia to talk about a movie called Undead. I don't know if you've ever seen that one.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, it's a 2003 film and it's done by the Sperrig brothers. I'm not going to give you too much about it. It is a zombie film. I'll let you know that. And it's one of these uh, diamond in the rough films that I just stumbled upon years and years ago that has been a huge favorite of mine. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. And it's got a lot of subgenres in this film and a lot of really amazing gory details that I have not seen special effects this good since Peter Jackson. So um yeah, that's all I'm going to be talking about. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
keep my little outback trek of these New Zealand and Australian horror movies and hopefully get you guys to like them too.
Yeah, definitely. No, I just listened to the Deathgasm episode, which I had seen that movie. And so yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'll definitely have to I always try to, if it's a movie you're talking about that I haven't seen, I always try to put it on my list of things to keep an eye out for once I can get a chance to watch it. Which is always a
I
problem because
know, because
I'm
we always
always
have a never ending list of
yes.
things to watch.
And
So
I always have so
it's
much I got
always
to watch for my show and everything. And it's like,
right.
oh my gosh. So, but yeah, no, it's yeah, no, that sounds like a lot of fun. I'll keep my ears out for it for sure.
Yeah, thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
yeah, of course. All right. Well, I appreciate you coming back on the show as always. It's always fun to talk to you week after week. It's a nice little chance to catch up on everything together, and you know, maybe let each other know about some cool stuff that's coming out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's my pleasure.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will see you again next week, and until then, stay creepy. Thanks for listening. If you like what you've heard, please consider giving the show 5 stars and a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And share the podcast on social media to help spread the word. Make sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast app or at creepyandgeeky.com. Music for the podcast is Gratitude, composed by Harper Smith. You can follow the podcast by going to creepyandgeeky.com and clicking on any of the social links. If you'd like to follow me, you can find my links at geekthulu.com. You can support the podcast by ordering teas and more on TeePublic or by donating to the coffee page. All of the links are in the show notes. Finally, don't forget, stay creepy.